what character do you play, and how to navigate the challenges of family. Hi, Will Perry here. How you doing? Hope you're well. Welcome to another Keeping the Conversation Alive video. I just get rid of that. So, what character do you play? What the hell do I mean by that? And what's that got to do with family? So you need to understand, if you don't already, the different roles in your family or where you were brought up. Some of us have escaped that, I'm sure, but some you might be living with your family still. In which case, it's either way, it's a fascinating and interesting thing. So understanding the roles in your family. Because your parents might not have questioned theirs. So we get reality mixed with this. I'm smiling because it's such a difficult thing. With this reality. So reality mixed with what this really is. So if you imagine it's a movie, your family is a movie, and everyone has a character to play. What character do you play, and what are the characters that the others are playing? Your mum, your dad, if you've got siblings, aunts, uncles, whoever, grandparents. What characters are they playing? Because there are villains, the bullies, the doormats, the chosen one. The sunshine's out their arse one. The you'll never do anything, you'll never amount to anything one. What do you play? Who do you play? Because it's when we don't realise that it's just a play. It's a characterization, and that we're playing a character rather than it being reality. When I'm dealing with people, helping people, not dealing with people, I deal with people. When I'm working with people, I often sort of notice this stuff come up. It's like, oh, right, that they go into type, into character. When they go back to the parents, when they see the parents, when they interact with the parents, or when the parent tries to dominate over, when the parent interacts, when the parents are nasty or say things that cut them to the quick, or when the brother or sister or whatever does something and they, oh my God, and they revert to default as well. It's like, what is that for you? So I'm just like thinking, what would it be for me? So yeah, for me being the nice one, but a bit dim, but really nice, happy to help everybody, really easygoing, really easygoing. But and I don't want to talk about the dynamics of my family too much, but yeah, there was a controlling one, there was a victim one, and that kind of replicated a bit into the siblings, myself and my sister, and me feeling like I needed the support as well. So me and my sister were very close. She looked after me a lot, and I always looked up to her and all that sort of stuff, and it was a lovely thing. But there's a dynamic when the family, when you come back into the family unit. Even when I used to come back into my sister, and I say used to, if you don't know already, she died tragically, but that we revert to default to the character. And once you see that it's a character, everybody's playing characters, but even though they think it's real, it's reality. It can be quite interesting because then you have the control to manipulate it, to change it. Because what's wrong with the characterizations? What's wrong with the way everything is set up in the family? Well, maybe nothing. But if you're finding difficulty, if you're self-sabotaging, if you've got low self-esteem, if it's like, right, okay, where did that low self-esteem? We know that it comes from your early experiences, your early childhood, your formative years, 1 to 7 particularly. That's where this stuff is formed, and it comes passed down through the generations. So I say your parents might not have questioned their characterizations because they will have got theirs from their family, from their formative years. It's not their fault, and this is the key part. It's not your fault. You've done nothing wrong. It's not their fault. They've done nothing wrong, and on it goes. However, with all this kind of lack of fault or blame, which is all cool, there has to be a balance of responsibility, responsible, to change the character and to question it and to actually change it. But changing it that's where it gets really tricky, because only when you can see it that you can change it, and changing it then causes waves, ripple effects. Because if you're playing a different character suddenly, then that throws the whole scene out. That throws the whole play out. The whole movie goes a bit skew if, and they'll probably try harder to keep you into character. To put, if that's putting you down, putting you down. If that's trying to control you, controlling you. If that's trying to reinforce the character that you play, they'll try and do that, and they won't like it. If you come out of character and do something different. And that's why families can be very, very difficult, and we go back into character and stay in character because it's too uncomfortable to be other, and the family don't accept you being other. So what to do then? Fly the nest. Let go, and there's ways to do that, and it's finding the ways. I haven't got like A, B, C. It's a complicated thing, but finding the way where you can stand in your power, where you can have that power, where you can be who you want to be, powerfully, comfortably, not hurting other people, not controlling other people or dominating other people, but controlling yourself and dominating yourself, asserting yourself. Where they adjust to it and start to accept or maybe reject you, but you might think that's too big a cost. So then you reflect on, what are you holding on to? What are you holding on to? You're holding on to a characterization in a movie rather than reality, because they haven't questioned their reality probably. And then, can you see how complicated this is? Can you relate to this to your family? They think, they will always treat you this way. They, what are the character? What is the character? What character do you play? I think this is fascinating and so difficult, because it's where what I call the mother rule belief is formed, in your early years, formative years, and in that family. So it's really difficult to question this about yourself, and to question that it's not real. It has to be real. It's a belief. It's so strong. It's like, duh. It's my family. It's my, there's lots of, they love me. There's love. There's, support. There's, yet there's characterizations in there. And I'm using that as an analogy. And I hope it's helpful. I'd be really interested in your feedback on this, because families are so difficult, but because basically they hold you back. You hold yourself back, but they hold you back too. Why do you hold yourself back? Because you have this mother-all beliefs, these negative beliefs, these negative emotions that were formed in the bloody family, and they believe them and they act them out every day, every time, and like it is a strong belief for them. So it's like really difficult to get out of this stuff. So can you relate to this? Can you? I'd be fascinated. Let me know. So my invitation is to you, and you can take the test. I forgot this one in the last video. You can take the test. This is a good indicator that you have this mother-all beliefs, this low self-esteem, this propensity for negative emotions. The heightened sensitivity to negative emotions. My invitation to you is to tell me the character you play in your family. Tell me the characters in your family as well. But what's the character that you play? What's the role that you play in your family? I'll be fascinated to hear. I think it's a fascinating thing. I always learn things from all of you. I think it's a wonderful thing, a fascinating thing. And I learn stuff about myself and my family as well. So that's my invitation to you. The thing that holds you in place is your mother-all beliefs, your heightened sensitivity to negativity. And guess where that comes from? Those formative years. And guess where that was? In your family. Have they broken out of that? Have they outgrown the character, or are they in character? Look forward to hearing from you, and speak to you soon. Many thanks. Bye bye.